Windjammers 2 is a blessing in disguise for sports game fans. The genre is an oddity in the modern era of gaming. With annual releases attempting to innovate slightly on past iterations, developers like EA and 2K are eager to prove their franchises are still worthy of returning to. Arcade-style iterations have unfortunately fallen into obscurity, but developer DotEmu hasn't forgot its charm. The original Windjammers was released on NeoGeo in 1994, developing a loyal and passionate fanbase along the way. Back in the day, it was the 14th and 22nd most popular arcade cabinet in North America and Japan respectively. With the combined power of home entertainment systems and in-person cabinets, Data East's original entry had staying power. Now, DotEmu have lovingly revived the franchise for the players of today. Windjammers 2 objective is seemingly simple enough. Score points by throwing a frisbee into designated goal zones. Taking inspiration from air hockey tables and ice hockey itself, the core gameplay loop of Windjammers 2 is an excellent catalyst for abundantly satisfying matches. It can be infuriating to lose so dreadfully against the AI, but I wouldn't have it any other way. The gameplay itself is split between online, arcade and versus modes. In online mode, you can subject yourself to a digital beatdown if the AI pummeling you wasn't enough already. Every match, like the arcade mode, is played with supreme pace. There is barely a second to think between chaotic ultimate-like attacks and opponents who have mastered the curve shot. Arcade mode is where the meat of Windjammers 2 takes place, as you attempt to work your way around the city. Players will compete in an exhibition-style format for dominance, with the optimism of reaching the last stage. The stages themselves are rendered with a rich cartoon-style aesthetic, which may be divisive for fans of the original's pixel art approach. Windjammers 2 fluctuates off the screen with vibrancy thanks to its high-definition makeover. DotEmu have made a wise choice to keep in line with the 90s inspired animation style too, which will no doubt accelerate the feeling of nostalgia for fans of the 1994 original. Whether it is the explosive blast of energy that permeates from every throw or plumes of dirt that appear with each slide, Windjammers 2 visual design is a much welcome treat. There are 10 players to choose from, 6 of whom return from the first game, with different variations of speed versus power, and there is some strategy to ensure you'll pull through into the next stage. Speed will let you scramble around the stage to return the frisbee to the sender with ease, while power will guarantee you that you can smash your rival into the goal zone itself. Accompanying the visual overload of Frisbee Chaos is the brilliant soundtrack by Harumi Fujita. Its propulsive nature is full of infectious glee, with ripping guitars shredding over your match. Classic tunes from the original appear with a fresh coat of polish, and they've never sounded better. This soundtrack will soften the blow of the complicated road to learning the controls. The most complicated part of Windjammers 2 is unfortunately the control scheme. A tutorial of sorts is offered through the main menu with a simple slideshow of each input. Windjammers 2 isn't exactly kind to players picking up the game for the first time, which I learned the hard way through arcade mode. It would have been more beneficial to hone the foundations of Windjammers 2 for an interactive tutorial, as putting these brief instructions into play is another layer of difficulty in itself. This dense complexity to an otherwise straightforward game may please genre enthusiasts, but for casuals looking to hop in for 10 minutes, not so much. Curve shots are accomplished with a precise flick of the analog stick and are undoubtedly the most fun move to pull off. They require finesse in the heat of the moment, but the impact of thrashing them into the goal is superb. The controls offer advanced moves too, but it'll be a while before I'm personally mastering them. Windjammers 2 is wonderfully fun and kinetic, but its gameplay definitely has an expiration date. It will be enhanced by playing with friends in friendly social tournaments, but outside of arcade mode, there isn't much beyond the surface to explore. Don't expect to find Windjammers 2 equivalent of FIFA's Ultimate Team here. This is very much a back to basics experience, reveling deep in its arcade cabinet roots. The lack of cross-platform multiplayer is a true shame too, as this feels like a perfect fit for the Nintendo Switch. You'll only be able to play with friends who are on the same platform brand as you, for example PS4 versus PS5 and Switch versus Switch. Even in the face of its complicated controls and sparse features, DotEmu exceeds at making Windjammers 2 a retro adrenaline blast. Perhaps we'll see each other in the arena soon. I'll be practicing my curve shot until then.